What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 4 today of the My Player Career Mode here on FIFA 18. And as we kickstart today's episode off, there's Ben in the news. You can see he's been hailed as a game changer by the Ipswich Town manager. Now, of course, we were saying along the lines of being, it was an issue for Wolves allowing him to leave to another kind of, I guess, league opponent in the form of Ipswich. And I did see a comment previously saying we shouldn't play against Wolverhampton Wanderers when the game comes around. So my question to you guys is today, leave a comment, because this is something that I was considering myself. If we play Wolverhampton Wanderers and Ben is fit, should Ben play the game against them, or should we make a ruling where he's not allowed to start that game due to it being his parent club? Leave me a comment down below. Should Ben be allowed to start in that one against Wolves once it comes around? But today's episode, as you can see by the title, there is some massive news for Ben and the rest of this series. To see exactly what goes on, you'll have to wait until later on in the episode. I'm not going to tell you when it happens because I want it to be a surprise for you all. So, in the first game, guys, where Ben is going to be taking on some Premier League opposition in the form of Stoke City. He's had a good start to life here at Ipswich. Can he showcase his ability against a Premier League club and maybe get a few of the Premier League clubs sniffing around him for January? See if he can get a move out of the Championship already. So, be interesting to see how he performs here against Stoke, but it was actually the home side who had the first chance of the game. Jeff Cameron through to Peter Crouch, of all the players in this one here, and his effort went just over the top of the crossbar. But for Ben and the boys, it was just going to be a really tough ask to try and take down Premier League opposition. But they looked up for it, guys, and 73 minutes in, a really good chance to take a 1-0 lead. Good work from Ben's teammate Ward in the box, gets away from his defender, strikes it goalwards, and without Grant getting a hand to this, it would have been 1-0 to the visitors here. So a very important save from the Stoke City goalkeeper as Ben is over the corner, whips it in towards the middle. Header is one in the middle, but the header was off target instead. And as we went into the dying few minutes, guys, you can see actually it wasn't even dying few minutes. It was literally a couple of minutes after that. Ben picks up a ball quite advanced in the Stoke City half. A lot of open space to run into. He exploits it, but he couldn't keep his strike down, and it goes over the top of the crossbar. Imagine the scenes, guys, if Ben had finished that one off. It was inches away from finding the back of the net. And then 5 minutes from time, as it looked as if it was going to go to the extra time and penalties potentially, a volley from the edge of the area from Ben again, and it was wide this time instead of over. So 2 chances for the 20-year-old to make his mark in the game, and both of them agonizingly wide of the post. But 107 minutes into it, into extra time, guys. No idea what on earth the rest of the Ipswich lads were doing. Don't know what the manager has told them, if we were on auto-attack or something like that. But as you can see there, Stoke City catch them on the break, and it is Stoke 1, Ipswich 0. Shirkiri with the finish. I have no idea what on earth had happened, why the defender just went walkabout. Ben's trying his best there to sprint back. He was running out of energy, running out of stamina, and he couldn't get back in time. So as you can see, sadly for Ipswich Town and Ben, they are out of the Carabao Cup in the first time of asking against a Premier League opposition. Of course, this isn't the first round, but the first time they've come up against Premier League opposition, and they have sadly been knocked out. But it was still a good performance from Ben. I don't think you can discount him for that. He had a decent game. He popped up in some good areas, had a couple of good strikes that possibly on another day would have found their way into the back of the net. He didn't actually pick up man of the match for Ipswich, though. That went to his central midfield partner, actually. So the midfield of Ipswich, I felt, dominated that of Stoke City. And you can see by the match facts, it was a very, very good performance from Ipswich, and they'll feel very hard done by with the aspect of them actually going out to that one. So, yeah, disappointing for Ben, disappointing for Ipswich, but if we're being honest with each other, you know, I wouldn't have expected Ipswich to go on to win the Carabao Cup. So maybe getting knocked out in this first, few rounds may have been the best situation for them to be able to focus on the league now. So, straight out of one game and into another one, Ben again picked for this one. This time it's coming against Leeds United at Ellen Road. Now, of course, if you guys know me in real life, and it was actually my player career mode last year, of course, DJ Wood, I'm actually from Leeds, so in many ways, it kind of, Ben's family has some ties to Leeds United. Of course, I don't support them in real life, but that's where I come from, and I do like to see them do well. So, yeah, Ben coming against Leeds here at Ellen Road, it was going to be a tough ask, this one. The best defensive team in the division at the moment were Leeds, so they've got a solid backline, a solid midfield, and it was always going to be tough coming here. It's a 4-2-3-1 as well from Leeds, which is a formation that I struggle against to play in FIFA. I don't know why. It just seems to dominate the midfield. You've got them very tightly packed in there. But of course, Ben starts alongside Adeyemi today, not his midfield partner that's got man of the match against Stoke for Ipswich. Of course, he didn't get man of the match in the game. I think that went to Zed and Shaqiri. But anyways, into this game, and 15 minutes into it, Ben thought he had found the breakthrough here at Ellen Road, but a good stop from the Leeds goalkeeper, then followed up by a second one from the goalkeeper, has denied Ipswich the opening goal. A through ball from Ben into, I think, McGoldrick, who lays it off the right-hand side, and another good stop from the Leeds United goalkeeper as they were trying to get themselves into it, but they were just struggling. I mean, Ipswich, again, were good on the day. They dominated a lot of the play. Ben was involved heavily in the midfield. They were having a nice amount of the possession, just couldn't really turn it into anything in the way of goals. And 87 minutes in, Kamar Roof stood over the free kick, but it was actually, I think, in the end, Lasonga who took it, and it went wide of the post there. So sadly for Ipswich, they do only get a point from Ellen Road, but you know what? Given the situation, Leeds were sat like third or second at the time. I'm sure we will take that one 100% here. And Ben again, another semi-decent performance. Didn't really get going. I mean, none of the boys in the Ipswich shirt really got going, to be fair. It was a very kind of cagey game, a very close game, and there wasn't really a standout performer on the day. So once again, though, a 7.8 match rating for Ben. Another very, very good performance from him. And now you must be thinking to yourself, you know, if you're a Premier League club, or if you're, you know, even not a Premier League club, even maybe one of these clubs who are sat in, you know, the Bundesliga or France or something, that are a mid-table team, surely you must be looking at Ben thinking that he could give you something that would get you up to that next level. But regardless, he's still playing Championship football. And I also have another question for you guys in the comments. How long do you think Ben will be a Championship player for? Do you think he's going to leave in January? Do you think we'll get an offer for somebody or from somebody for Ben in January? Or do you think he is going to remain a Championship player until he earns promotion with one of the Championship teams? Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below as we're about to get into the third game that Ben features in today's episode. This one coming at the hands of Sunderland. And this time they are at home though, Ipswich. It's a home advantage. Hopefully will give them that little bit of a bonus to try and pick up 3 points in the episode today. So unfortunately a defeat followed up by a draw. Now we're looking for a victory here against Sunderland. Of course, former Premier League Sunderland that is as well. They're not doing too well in real life, if I have to say so. I mean, yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see them all the way down the bottom. But that currently, as it popped up very briefly on the screen there, was how the league table looked. We're not doing too bad here at Ipswich. They are sat 5th place, which isn't as bad as I was first thinking it was going to be after the start we kind of had right in the first episode. We did pretty well coming over to Ipswich to score those goals, but I was expecting maybe mid-table. But right now, they're sat 5th, which isn't too bad at all. And that's the Sunderland team for you guys. Not really sure what to make of it. I thought at first it was going to be strong, and then I saw the players. I was like, it's not as strong as I was expecting. But it was the visitors with their first chance in the game. Vaughan out wide to McManaman. He gets the ball down, gives it off to Graben, and that was an absolutely thunderous finish from Sunderland's number 11 on the 25th minute of the game. So Ipswich not starting off very well at all. And again, you know, it was about time we should stand up and be counted here. Ben has to try and put on a performance to get his boys back in this one. And some of the Ipswich boys as well really had to, you know, pick up their performance and start, you know, stand up and be counted basically, because we didn't start off very well at all in this one. And Graben, credit to him, takes the chance very well, but should he have even got that chance in the first place was the question mark being raised. But 28 minutes in, ball on the right-hand side, finds its way through to Wood, and Ben's on the ball here. The space opened up massively for him. I don't know what Sunderland were thinking. He exploits that space, runs through into it, and ends up firing one underneath the goalkeeper at the near post to get Ipswich back into the game. So 30 minutes into it, they were behind for no more than 5 minutes in total before Ben had fired them back into it. So again, I have no idea why the space was massively opened up there. And I suppose Ben showed good composure in continuing the run past number 36, not actually just taking his strike on initially when he could have done. And again, near post OP, and Ben finds his way through and finds the finish that he needs. So they were behind for 5 minutes, Ipswich, before Ben got them back into it. It's his third goal in the Championship as well. What a start to the season this young man is having here at Ipswich Town. I'm sure Wolves must be turning in their beds at night. The people who made the decision to let him go out on loan must be having nightmares right now. And 40 minutes into the game, good work from Ben. Yeah, I guess showboating a little bit. He didn't really take anybody on, just kind of did a ball roll, passed it out wide to the right-hand side, continues his run, gets a couple of the Sunderland players out of the way, and that allows McGoldrick to go into the space, and he ends up slotting home to give Ipswich the lead inside the first half. So they were 1-0 down, and it was looking like not a very good start to the game, but at least they found their way back into it, and it only took around about 20 or so minutes to do that. So, yeah, within 20 minutes, they've gone from 1-0 down to 2-1 up into the lead. And McGoldrick there had hold of Ben. He was celebrating like it was his own son or something. He was going absolutely crazy with Ben. And it's not surprising because Ben is really trying to get his team back into this game. And he's done it very well indeed. So you may have not kind of thought he did too much there. But if you watch back the run, he does take 2 Sunderland players out of the game by just forcing a run into the area. He was never going to get the pass, but it took 2 Sunderland defenders out of the way. And that's one thing that I have to mention. The run was very good indeed. And that's not where it ended, guys, because we still have a second half full of action to come as we got back underway in this second half. It did take till the 75th minute. Ben picks up the ball. Again, acres of space for him to run into. And if you're watching that first half, you must have been screaming at your TV saying somebody close him down, because he gets a strike off there. And this time the keeper is equal to it. And no more than 4 minutes later, another good opportunity for Ben. This time it was well saved by the keeper, but in all seriousness, he kind of hit it straight at him as Ipswich then failed to take that chance. It looked like Sunderland might get themselves back in it, but great work from Ben, tracking back, wins the ball back. It falls to him here, and it's just a load of commotion. Had no idea what was going on, but somehow the young 20-year-old Englishman finds his way into the area. The ball comes to him, and with his right foot this time, he slots home to make the score 3-1. Now, the interesting bit about this, guys, if you saw the celebration that Ben did there, he copied Gareth Bale. Is that suggesting maybe that he's going to be having a situation where he might meet Bale down the line? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, it's not every day you pull out Gareth Bale's celebration as a player. So maybe that's hinting at something possibly to do with Real Madrid down the line. Who knows how that's going to work out. Regardless, though, what a performance from Ben. What a performance from Ipswich Town. It's his 4th goal of the season in the Championship, taking him on to, I think, around about 10th in the top goal scorers list, which isn't too bad for a midfielder in all seriousness. And there you go. So the referee brought the game to a close. It was a 3-1 victory for Ipswich Town, guys. And honestly, what a performance. But as I said, interesting that Ben did Gareth Bale's celebration. Maybe, just maybe, Real Madrid are looking at the 20-year-old midfielder. Who knows? Of course, DJ Wood played for Real Madrid. He went there and played as a striker. Could Ben go there and play as a cam? That is the question mark being raised. But as you saw, 9.4 match rating for the young man. Absolutely outstanding. And although he did get a good match rating, he actually had one of the red bits there saying he's been a bit sloppy with his passing this season, which I didn't think was the case. But anyways, Wolves end up with a 1-1 draw away to Sheffield United. Just another reason why they shouldn't have let Ben go, and he should be playing his football over at Wolves. But hey, Ipswich are the ones profiting from it right now. And actually, coincidentally, Ipswich are actually 1 place ahead of Wolves at the moment. Ipswich are 4th and Wolves are 5th. But as you see there, we get an email into Ben's inbox from the England national team. 2 friendlies coming up, South Africa and Sweden. And that is right, ladies and gentlemen. The massive news coming out of today's episode is that Ben has been called up to international duty with England. There you go. The news coming in. 20-year-old Wood to represent England. And Gareth Southgate saying it was an easy fit, with Wood being a popular choice, even though he's playing his football in the Championship. So that is the full list of the players called up to England international duty. Of course, it's just a friendly, guys, so nothing to really get serious about yet. But he is going to make his debut, hopefully, in the next episode at international level. So hopefully I'll see you all for that in the next coming days, guys. I'm excited to see how Ben can perform on the international stage. Hopefully you guys are as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again at 6. Adios!